This is me, tenzing again. NY, New York. That means. So I'm here to I just wanna I just learned from one of my friend how to do some beatboxing types here. So here it goes. I'll try my best to do it. So here it goes. Uh, 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 uh. Uh, 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 uh.